Tomorrow's game will be senior forward Jalen Williams' 135th career game. He'll be breaking the school record previously held by the great Frankie Sullivan. And I say that with all due respect. Frankie was a great player here, and he was a great member of my staff for a number of years when we were first trying to get this thing started. Mississippi State is the third toughest team to come to Neville Arena this year, with Alabama and Kentucky being the two toughest opponents that we've had, based on the net and rankings. And Mississippi State comes in as a net 31, just one slot out of a quad one. So we'll have our hands cut out for us. If you would have told me that we would go to Mississippi State and then somehow we could contain Tolu Smith to 9 points and 8 rebounds, I would have told you that we win that game. Janai Broome, Dylan Cardwell, the team did an outstanding job on Tolu. They really unselfishly gave themselves to make his catches really difficult. I'd be really pleased if we could come close to that kind of effort again, and give ourselves a chance to win again. Josh Hubbard is the best freshman in the league. He is Dalton Connect dangerous, in a way of just being able to get hot and make shots. And he had 34 against Kentucky in their last game. Mississippi State had won 5 out of 6 prior to the Kentucky game and led start to finish until the last few seconds. So they're playing as well as any team in the SEC right now. So this will be a real challenge and a real test, for us. But this is what NCAA tournament teams are going to look like. If you just take, where Mississippi State is in the net, they'd be a 6 seed, or maybe a 7 seed. And these are the kind of teams you have to beat to advance. So just a tremendous opportunity, a great challenge. In 5 of their 7 SEC losses, Mississippi State's been within 9 points. It's close losses, and so they're able to control tempo because they just won't go too fast, and they run really good half-court offensive sets. They're really hard to guard, and they know they got a better chance to get a great shot if they could control tempo, not turn over against us, not try to play a track meet, but just make it into a grinding affair. So you would anticipate a close game. Last thing would be just another reminder to our fans. Obviously, we're on spring break starting today, and our students are hopefully at the beach and recharging their batteries and having a great time. And we encourage the students that aren't gone to come on back and watch this game, support us, get in the jungle, go crazy, and then go on break. Or for our current season ticket holders, a lot of them are gone with their families on break. So we hope that they've gone to AuburnTix.com and managed to turn their tickets back in so somebody else could use them. Go to SeatGeek and sell your tickets so you can benefit and somebody else can come see the game. And if I was walking around campus tomorrow enjoying Auburn baseball and several of the other sports that are playing on campus tomorrow, I know I might swing by around 3 o'clock or so and just see if there's some tickets, some standing room, depending upon what that looks like. So that's my best advice.
Bruce, how did Jalen feel and do yesterday after playing nearly half the game? Just talk about with him being back, how that affects combos and.
Jalen felt fine, and he's 100%. We wouldn't have played him if he wasn't. Probably played 10, maybe five more minutes than we thought he might play. But in a tough environment, he'd been there before, and he did fine, bounced back fine yesterday. Had practice, no issues, about the only thing, we probably go back to Janai and Dylan at the 5 and Cheney and Jalen Williams at the 4. And I thought that the time that Janai Broom played 4 offensively for us and Dylan Cardwell played 4 defensively for us against Georgia, I liked that big lineup. I liked it a lot. It's just that I'm not going to use that lineup to take any minutes away from either Jalen Williams or Cheney Johnson.
All right, Hoke, then Ferg, and then Ainsley.
MVP, obviously 3 games left. How big would it be to get that? I know you're still fighting for that top 4 seed in the tournament, to have that double bye.
Yeah.
How big would that be to have that extra day of rest?
Well, the top 4 seeds is big for the SEC Tournament Championship. It is. But for me, but for me, right now we're sort of slotted as a 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. And to be in that 4-13, 5-12 block gives you a fighting chance to advance. You're the best team in that. You're the best team going to the Sweet 16. You get a 5 seed and you run into that 5-12 matchup, that's a 50-50 matchup. You get a 6 seed, which is still very possible for us with where we are right now. You're gonna play a 3 to get to the Sweet 16. So for me, that's more of my dialogue with the team rather than just top 4.
Bruce, you mentioned Mississippi State slows it down, but they've scored 80 points in their last 3 games. Just what have you seen from them on offense to kind of be, turn it up here, especially in that winning
Will
streak?
Hubbard's starting now, playing as many minutes as he can play, got the ultimate green light. And they're running really good actions. I think Coach Jans has always been known as a great defensive coach, and he still is. Mississippi State's got great defensive numbers. They're like number 4 in the country in 3-point field goal percentage defense. And I think it dropped, it was at 5 yesterday, dropped to 4 today. And people shoots 28% from 3 against them. Because they're athletic and they close out pretty quickly. They're not afraid to switch bodies on bodies. But offensively, I think they've found their groove. You've got that great inside-outside combination of Tolu Smith getting the ball inside. You double team, he kicks it out. They're shooting a little bit better. Matthews is a very tough matchup for all the 4 men in our league because he's so bouncy and so athletic and such a great offensive rebounder. He had a double-double against us in Starkville. When Shaquille Moore, a couple of those other guys start making shots to go along with him, that's why they're the 31st, let's say, best team in the country right now. They're good. This is the best Mississippi State team that I've played against.
Ainsley.
Coach, you said on the radio broadcast on Wednesday that you were kind of worried about the team rebounding after that loss. So I guess a couple days removed now, just kind of what have you seen the response from you guys?
It's a great question. I thought the guys were good yesterday. I thought they were good. We knew Wednesday we were playing for an SEC championship. And we've been playing for an SEC championship all season. But we also knew that if we couldn't upset Tennessee at Tennessee, that we would be 2 games behind them with 3 to go. And then, I'm always speaking truth to the guys and being honest and open with them. How does that affect our play? I'm just telling you, the 3 best teams we've played in here have been Alabama, Kentucky, and Mississippi State. How are we going to bring the effort and energy that we managed to bring against Alabama and to some extent Kentucky, but we weren't successful? This will be a real challenge for us tomorrow.
Coach, how you doing? If you could just elaborate in general, the other big sport, football, you hear the word offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, but yet when we talk basketball, it's all Bruce Pearl, it's all Coach Golden. Can you elaborate on your role of the assistants and either specifically about the game plan today or just in general, whatever you think?
Sure. No, I think while that may be true and certainly true in football about offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, and so on and so forth, around here, we speak after every game. I will identify either Coach Bowman and Coach Burgermaster who had the last scout against Georgia, or Coach Pruitt or Coach Williams that has a scout against Mississippi State, or Coach Pearl and his team that would have the scouts against, well, he probably doesn't want me to remind anybody, but he had the scout against Tennessee, but it's a pretty good scout. He did a good job with it. So we have 3 teams of assistant coaches that have the responsibilities for the scouting. We don't really have a defensive coordinator in the sense that all of my assistants are involved with the defensive game planning, so everybody's involved in the defensive end. And then Mike Burgomaster, along with Steven, and then are probably the guys that would be also focused on the offense with me. I call my own plays, but between the scouts, Burgo and Steven, we design, develop, and game plan, most of them. So I have got the best staff in college basketball, and they've been an integral part of what we've been able to do, and they've done a great job.
Bruce, the last couple of games, Lior playing some more minutes, giving you some offense. Going into the decision on that and just the impact he's been able to make for y'all at that 3 spot in the last couple games.
Yeah, Lior's been, super consistent all season long. I've been wanting to give him more minutes because offensively, obviously, he's a threat out there. You got to guard him, and he can make threes. He's played well on the road also because he's a veteran, older guy. He's a solid defender. Now, where we miss Chris Moore is we miss his voice. He's our best defensive communicator. He's got great toughness, Chris does, but so does Lior. And so the decision was just to try to bring a little bit more offense into the 3 spot.
Any more questions for Coach? Good?